Hi, this is Naomi Bennett with Learn Astrology Now. We're going to go over a quick review of the financial picture for the United States for 2011 because it's a perfect example of showing how astrology works and how when you have long-term aspects that it can impact the market dramatically, because this is one of those years that was very dramatic and very profoundly affected with the astrological aspects, and that will be true for next year. So that's why we're doing this review. As you can see, the effects of long-term aspects on the stock market as we do our predictions in the next video for 2012, which is going to be another important year. So with this, we'll go on to the chart and then talk about how I've highlighted the chart and what it means. All right, this is an actual chart of the New York Stock Exchange Composite Index of their top 100 stocks, because I think it's very reflective of the general market. And then I have marked it up with major aspects of the year and also major events of the year. So you'll see in black text the biggest events of the year, and then up on the top on the red text you will see the aspects that were going on at the same time, because we're only doing the most serious, most dramatic of the aspects. So that would be solar and lunar eclipses, moon wobbles, because they are 90-degree aspects of eclipses, which is between the sun and the lunar nodes. And then Mars-Uranus aspect, Sun-Uranus aspects, because usually that represents volatility and panic, and you'll usually see that with stock market dips. And then more profoundly, this very long-term aspect of Pluto square Uranus, which just came into effect this year and will definitely be in effect in 2012 all the way into maybe 2014. And so that has the biggest profound long-term effect of the market, and it's very pronounced on this chart. So the first biggest event was the Japanese tsunami that had occurred, but it wasn't and the tsunami was actually during a moon wobble, but the market didn't drop until we had a Mars conjunct Uranus aspect, and that was on April the 2nd, and you'll see a dip at that point. Then we start going, and the market goes sideways in its trading range, but then we go and we start seeing the formation of Pluto square Uranus, which extends all the way from mid-May until about mid-October. And you'll see that way at the top, and I put a yellow rectangular horizontal bar in the middle to represent that time period. And then within that time period, we have a solar eclipse, we have some Mars-Uranus aspects, 2 of them, and a moon wobble. And you'll notice during that time that we wind up having some profound aspects. The first of the solar eclipses creates some volatility, and that was from June 1st to July 1st. But it's not until the Mars-Uranus aspect that centered around August the 9th that we saw a huge dip in the market. And then it goes completely erratic. We have the moon wobble on September the 11th, and I'll point down that August 5th had a 500-point down, which is a 5% dip in the market. But it continues to get worse all the way until we have Sun opposition Uranus. And this is all during the European debt. And at the very bottom of that dip of October 4th, the entire market for the year was down 21%, which is a dramatic drop. And you'll notice that the red line above the market is the 20-day moving average. The market hasn't gotten above its 200-day moving average yet. It's going to be lucky if it closes even for the year, because right now it's actually down for the year. So let's And you can see under these events, one of the peaks was when bin Laden was killed. That was the peak of the year. That was May the 2nd. And April, at the end of April, was the all-time high. And there happened to be a Mars-Jupiter trine Uranus aspect. That's for very good positive military actions, but good speculation too. And then the other last peak that was close to November, actually late October, before it did another severe drop, there was a Mars opposition Neptune, which I haven't identified on the chart. And then you'll notice that the last drop, big drop in late November, was during a solar eclipse also. So the market is very muchly affected by astrological aspects, which I think you can see from this chart. And these kind of serious financial issues of rolling over the European debt are going to continue into 2012, and we will have a very strong, dramatic year in 2012 with the financial market, not only in major news events. So with this, we will close this off and then start talking about the 2012 aspects. But this was a very important chart to show you the effects of astrology on the financial marketplace because it's so clear and exact. All right, now to the next part.